If you're a DTC founder doing over seven figures and you feel like you're constantly fixing problems instead of scaling, this video is for you. Because here's the uncomfortable truth: after my 17 years in supply chain, most brands don't fail because of ads. They don't fail because of creatives. They don't even fail because of bad products. They fail because marketing, finance, and supply chain are operating like three separate companies inside one brand. And when those three don't work together, growth feels chaotic, expensive, and exhausting. If that sounds familiar, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why your brand feels stuck and how performing DTC brands actually fix it. I want to start with something controversial. Marketing is not the growth engine, supply chain is. And marketing can only scale what operations can support. I've seen this play out hundreds of times, and a brand finds winning ads, ROAS looks good, revenue spikes, and then everything breaks. Stackouts, emergency air freight, cash crunches, refunds, missed launches. Suddenly, the same ads that were working stop converting. Not because the ads are bad, but because the supply chain cannot keep up. I actually broke this down in another video called Ads Won't Scale Your Brand Unless You Fix Your Supply Chain. If you haven't watched it yet, add it to your queue after this. Here's the root problem. Most DTC brands are built in silos. Marketing is focused on demand, supply chain is focused on fulfillment, finance is focused on numbers, but no one is responsible for how all three interact. So decisions get made in isolation. Marketing runs promo without checking inventory. Supply chain places PO without understanding cash timing. Then, finance reacts to problems instead of preventing them. And that's when growth starts to feel fragile. You're busy, you're selling, but underneath the system is unstable. And this is where the DTC flywheel comes in. At Move Supply Chain, we call it the Move Flywheel. Marketing, operations, vendors, execution. But at its core, it's really simple. Marketing creates demands, supply chain fulfills the demand, finance funds supply chain, and that creates more demand. That loop has to keep spinning. The moment one part slows down, the entire business feels it. And this is actually an evolution of what I call the DTC growth loop. Demand, supply, cash, and back to demand. When founders understand this loop, things start to click. They stop asking, why is it this scaling? And start asking which part of the loop is breaking. Let me give you a real example. We worked with a brand doing strong revenue, create great marketing, solid AOV, but they were constantly running out of stock. And the marketing thought the issue was forecasting. Then supply chain thought the issue was vendors. Finance thought the issue was overspending. But the truth, no one was wrong. They were just disconnected. Once we aligned marketing calendars, PO timing, lead times, and cash planning, the chaos stopped. They didn't need new ads, they needed alignment. I actually talked about a similar situation in the one with 1 million to 10 million supply chain wake up call. So, this is another mindset shift founders struggle with. Finance doesn't control the business. Finance reports what marketing and supply chain decide. If marketing's forecasts are wrong, finance models are wrong. If supply chain lead times are outdated, finance cash plan is wrong. Finance is the validator, not the decision maker. And this is why high-performing brands obsess over inputs, because clean inputs create predictable outputs. And predictable outputs create calm growth. One of the simplest but most powerful changes brands make is this: a weekly flywheel meeting. Same people, same agenda. Every week, marketing shares demand forecast, supply chain shares inventory and PO status, finance shares cash runway, no surprises, no firefighting. And I've seen brands eliminate 80 to 90% of their operational chaos just by implementing this rhythm. It's boring, it's repetitive, and it works. Now, if you're listening to this and thinking, I get this conceptually, but I don't know how to build this system. That's exactly why we built the Move Supply Chain course, not as a theory course, not as a sourcing only course, but as a full operating system for DTC brands. It walks you through how marketing, finance, and supply chain should actually work together, step by step, using real tools, templates, and frameworks we use with clients. You don't need to be a supply chain expert, you just need a system. If this video helped you see your business differently, here's what I recommend. First, check out our Move Supply Chain course. The link is in the description. Second, if you want ongoing insights like this, subscribe here on YouTube. There are many videos like the most expensive supply chain mistakes DTC founders make and how we unlock 150K in hidden inventory for BFCM, and then why fractional supply chain team beats in-house hires. And third, join Unboxed Weekly, our newsletter where I break down real supply chain stories, mistakes, and lessons founders rarely talk about. No fluff, no buzzwords, just the stuff that actually moves the needle. Growth doesn't get easier when you scale. It gets more complex. The brands that win are not the ones with the best ads. They're the ones with the best system. Fix the flywheel and growth stops feeling like a gamble. I'll see you in the next video.